Dreaming of escaping the ordinary and trying your hand at Portuguese life? Well, Portugal is famous for mouth-watering seafood dishes, Mediterranean beaches, and Renaissance architecture. But how do you go about working in Portugal? In this video, we take you through the 9 things you must know to work and travel in Portugal. You've come to the right place. 9. Best visa for digital nomads. So one thing you need to be aware of is that Portugal doesn't officially have one specific visa for the digital nomad. There are actually 5 different types of visas you can apply for depending on what you're looking to do in the country. The best visa to apply for as a digital nomad is the D7 visa. The D7 visa is almost identical in protocol and benefits to the temporary stay visa. It will allow you to stay in Portugal for up to 5 years with full access to the Schengen zone, as long as you meet the income and legal requirements. Like every other country, Portugal has requirements to ensure that you would be an asset and not a burden to the country's security or finances. We know that the majority of citizens from different countries will need to apply for the D7 visa to be able to work and travel in Portugal. Still, citizens from the EU, EEA, or Swiss don't require a visa to visit Portugal. 8. You need proof that you're financially stable. You can use bank statements, a work contract, and other relevant documents to do this. This will prove that you have a regular recurring income. To qualify, you'll need to meet the different passive income requirements. Number 7. You'll need a Portuguese NIF number to be able to open a bank account. You'll use this tax number in Portugal to carry out any financial activities. It's pretty easy to do online and doesn't require you to be in Portugal to get it. When you have your NIF, you'll finally be able to open up a Portuguese bank account. You'll need this to make and receive payments in the country. And the best part is that the entire application can be done remotely. Thank you, Internet. 6. You need to have proof of accommodation. You need to secure your accommodation before traveling to Portugal to get the D7 visa. This might seem like a difficult hoop to jump through because many people need to know a place's ins and outs before deciding where to stay. But just as the internet has made working abroad easy, finding suitable accommodation is just as easy. You don't need to buy a home, but you must have a long-term rental lease of at least 12 months. Without this critical information, the Portuguese visa authorities are hesitant to approve your visa, even with proof of short-term accommodation. Find your accommodation before even starting the application process. With so many fantastic places to stay in Portugal, let us know where you'd love to stay in the comments section. 5. Have the correct documents. This goes without saying that it's vital to check and double check that you have all the correct documents required for the D7 visa. The best thing to do with your documents is to have a copy of them at all times. Whether it's digital or printed, never leave your home country without them. The D7 visa application form, your valid passport, 2 passport photos, proof of regular passive income, or known otherwise as your proof of sufficient funds, proof of long-term accommodation, proof of your residency status, your police clearance certificate, a request form for criminal record inquiry by the Immigration and Border Services, proof of valid health insurance, and a cover letter stating your reason for your request to stay and work in Portugal. Remember that to travel internationally, your passport needs to be valid for at least 6 months. Another vital document you must have is proof that you have a clean criminal record. Now is not the time to suffer from imposter syndrome, and this part of the process is a breeze unless you actually have a criminal record. Passing the criminal background check is a significant factor in determining whether you can qualify for a digital nomad visa. It's not hard to do a criminal background check, but make sure to do it before starting your application. You don't want to just be waiting on clearance. 4. You need full health insurance. If you are the primary applicant, you must have comprehensive EU-wide health insurance, and this needs to cover all of your dependents too. Like the accommodation, your medical coverage must also be paid in advance for at least 12 months. All applicants need to have a minimum medical insurance coverage of at least 30,000 euros to ensure they are covered for any medical situations that might occur while they are in the country and do not become a burden on Portugal. 3. How to apply for the D7 visa. Portugal does not make it on the list for one of the easiest countries to apply for a visa, but the process is pretty straightforward. To apply for a Portugal D7 visa, all you have to do is follow these steps. The first thing you need to do is initiate the process of applying for your D7 visa is that you need to schedule an appointment with the nearest Portuguese embassy. After you've gathered the necessary documents for applying for a Portuguese D7 visa, you need to submit them. You can do this either by mail or in person. When your D7 visa is issued, you must enter Portugal and go to the SEF, Foreigners and Border Service, within 3 working days to obtain your residence permit. Relax, this isn't the tricky part. Once you've registered your residence permit, you'll attend the Portugal D7 residence permit interview. The time that it takes to process your D7 visa application can take from 3 to 4 months in total. The D7 visa application processing time can vary because it depends on how long it can take to get the appointment. European countries are generally quite on the ball when setting up appointments, so it shouldn't take too long. Before we go on to our last 2 things, you need to know about working and traveling in Portugal. Let us know in the comment section what you think the biggest benefit of having the D7 would be. Let's see if yours is on our list. And now, you've waited for these last 2 things you need to know to work and travel in Portugal, and here they are. 2. Benefits of having the D7 visa. Now for the exciting part. What benefits come along with getting your Portuguese D7 visa? Well, as far as European living goes, it can get quite expensive, but Portugal has extremely convenient living costs. It's affordable because of the cheap rental prices by European standards, so you can live comfortably and explore Portugal even with an average income. As a digital nomad, there's no space for bad Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a crucial aspect of working as a digital nomad, but Portugal has incredible Wi-Fi connection, so you won't have any problems working and traveling around the country. One of the coolest benefits of getting the Portugal D7 visa is that you can travel to other Schengen countries without a visa. Yes, full access to Germany, Greece, Italy, and 18 other countries with just 1 visa. Talk about convenience. Not only does the D7 visa allow you into Portugal and other Schengen areas, but once your immediate family members have their required documents ready and submitted, they're welcome to join you in your adventure around Portugal. Of course, if you're staying in Portugal, it's not just for the architecture and food. A major draw is the warm weather. Portugal has decent winters and mild springs, so you won't feel the effects of the blazing heat or blistering cold. Yes, you heard correctly. If you're in Portugal on a D7 visa, you have access to their incredible education system. Being the 35th best educational system in the world is no small feat. This awesome visa allows you to become a non-habitual resident, NHR. And this means that while you're staying in Portugal on this visa, you pay little or no taxes on any of your foreign source income. Number 1. How much does the D7 visa cost? And now we answer the burning question. How much does a D7 visa cost? Well, there are 2 parts to paying for the visa, depending on how long you're looking at staying in Portugal. The initial D7 visa is 180 euros, and the residence permit costs 320 euros. So overall, you're looking at a payment of 500 euros to work and travel in Portugal securely. And that's all 9 things you must know to work and travel in Portugal with a digital nomad visa. If you found this video helpful and or entertaining and want to know all the travel essentials, press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Happy travels!